Okay, got the little adjustable elbow on there, and that kind of like brings it right to wherever I want to put it. And I think that's a good spot for now. Got the fan put on there. I got it just hanging with wire ties to make sure that's where I'm going to want it. The orange cord that you're seeing down there is actually an extension cord with no ends on it, and it's kind of just stuck back in the wall. If I pull out the end, I then have a connection I can work with. Again, though, they're just bare wires. Now that orange cord goes all the way to the shack out back. And that orange cord, I usually deliver 12 volts through it. So it's not a cord that I'm worried about in any way, shape, or form. But if I need 12 volts out there, that's where it will come from. And eventually I will be putting 12 volts out there again. I do have some things out in that other shack that works off a 12 volt. So, but again, I gotta wait until I get a little bolt underneath the counter power supply. I've got 3 of them. I gotta figure out which one I want to use. And then I have to put a couple of cigarette lighter plug adapters up underneath here, so they're out of the way, but yet they're there if I need them. I'll put a couple studs under here, so if I need to clip on with some clamps, they'll be there. And I'll put a set of banana plugs as well under there, so this way I'll have 12 volts there for just about anything that I need. Now, the blades came in from the wind turbine and I have them on. Today would be a perfect day for generating because it's windy as all heck out there. It's just that it's late in the day. I've got a lot to take care of, so I am not going to bother even trying to lift that right now. I have the camera out there, but it's been nice out. But there's the camera showing the backyard. Now it's not in its permanent location. It's in a location close to where it's going to be, but you know, within a foot. So that's where that's going to be. So it's somewhat protected by the overhang that you can see up above, up in here. And it's on a little ledge, which is good. So we will see. So that's kind of where it's going to be. But again, I want to lower it just a little bit more. Well, maybe not. You know what? I'd rather have it up there because the higher it is, the less chances of the weather getting to it. So, I mean, I don't really need to see any higher. You know what I mean? So that'll be fine right where it is, I guess. So anyway, I got to kind of bolt it in place and let that be. But I want to try it again tonight. Right now the light is off inside because it's nice out. It's windy, but it's like 55 degrees or better. So I'm going to kind of leave that alone for now. And that's about it. So I don't want to disconnect the solar panel. Well, it's not really connected to anything, but it's hanging over there. And I don't want to take it off the hanger when it's being, you know, where it's safe until I'm actually ready to put it up. So once I'm done with that, I'll get that over here. But I want to get the wind turbine up first, naturally. What I'm thinking, seeing that the wind turbine is going to be over outside, but in this corner right here, I'll probably build a battery box. See, I really don't want the batteries inside if I can get away with it, but yet I don't want them out there freezing either. I mean, you know, it doesn't hurt it, but I like to keep them somewhat. I don't know. Do I want to? I don't know yet. But anyway, the batteries are going to be over here in this corner. So this is where the 12 volt will be running from, over here. Now I may put another set of 2 batteries over on that side and that corner, again outside, only because they'll charge and I'll have a closer set of batteries. Because if I run this wire from here all the way over to there, I will have a little bit of line loss. Now I'll run probably number 4, so I'm not going to have a lot. Alright, but I will have a little bit of line loss, where if I run a 10 gauge over off the wind turbine and solar panel to another set of batteries over there, as well as the set over here, I won't have any line loss coming off those batteries if I just want to run a number 10 or a number 8 from there to there. You follow? So I don't know, I got to figure it out. But the first thing is, the hardest part is getting the tower up with the wind turbine on it, and then taking it from there. So that's kind of where I'm at. Now, what am I going to do? I really have not much to do. Now that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it now? I really haven't got a lot going on. What time is it? It's 2:45. It's too late to start anything out there because I'll be out there for a while. I bought some hooks for the pegboard, and I just kind of placed them around just for now, just so I can move things and have a place to put it temporarily. They're not where they're going to be, but they are in the vicinity of where they are going to be. So maybe I'll just move a few things around and just figure out what power supply I'm going to want to use over there, and get some little things done. I'm going to have to build a couple little brackets up underneath the counter so I can hold the power supply up. I'm going to have to build a little, well, like a little panel so that I can put everything I need into it so that I can plug in. So that's what I'll do. I'll just putz around right now. Oh, and I also bought, if I can remember where oh, here it is. I bought this. It's a temperature sensitive switch. Remember I told you I was looking for one? This bolts on to the heat duct in the basement, and when it hits a certain temperature, and I'm sure that it's a variable so I can adjust it to where I want, it will kick on the booster fan that I'm going to have on the porch, the back porch. Because, let me give you an idea what I'm talking about so you'll know. Let me turn the TV down a minute. There's no sense having that blasted away. Alright, for instance, in the basement we have the furnace. Off the plenum we have a duct going all the way across the basement. A big square duct. At the end of that duct it actually channels off and it comes up and goes to a heat vent here, goes to another one there, actually shoots over here, hits another one over here, right, and where else? Oh, it goes down this way, gets another one over here. So basically that's the way it's at. Now, they had put a spot here to put another duct. So, because the kitchen ductwork was way over here, okay, this area had no ductwork at all. This is upstairs. I'm still showing you the basement drawing. So what they had done was they made a spot here for another duct. But what they did was they came off it and it goes up, and then across here has the main carrier beam. So it's almost like they assembled all this before they put it up there, because I can't get to this to get it off. You follow? If I wanted to, for instance, put a little piece of tin in there to catch some of the air as it's blowing by, because what I have to do to get any air going through this duct, because this duct comes over here and comes up into the kitchen area against this wall, right? But I have to adjust these down a little bit because this has to fill up before it starts getting any. Alright, so again, if I was able to get into this, I'd put just a little, maybe a little 6-inch by the height of the duct, so that when the air is going by, the hot air, it would get caught. You follow? Alright, well anyway, this goes to the kitchen. The back porch is over here, so I came off of this one, and I came across and went to the back porch. Well, when the heat's on, and the blower's going, if you put your hand here, you'll feel warmth. But it's not going to be enough warmth to actually help heat up this area. So I'm going to put the booster fan in here. I'm going to put that temperature switch down here. so it'll pick it right up off of the main duct. And when it kicks on, when it gets just a certain temperature from the heat on the duct, it should kick that fan on and start sucking some of this heat out, seeing that I have no way to divert it. The easiest way would be, if I was able to, take this off and put a piece of tin in there so I can divert some of it. You know, I mean, if I had my way, I'd put some here too, you know, and in here. So this here way, as it goes through, it'll start catching, but I can't get in there because the way it's set up. It's like I say, it's almost like they built the whole thing and then put it up, because you know the main carrier beam is right there. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at if you kind of understand my drawing here. So that's where I'm at with the booster and that temperature selective, sensitive switching, thermal switching, whatever you want to call it. Alright guys, alright, so this is what I'm doing so far. Lighter plug, banana plugs. I'm going to just have a couple of terminals, basically nuts and bolts. And this is going to get bolted down up underneath here. So if I need 12 volts, I can just plug in and do what I got to do. It's easier actually to have it down here than it would be up there, because then I'm going to have the cord hanging around. If I have it here, the cord is kind of like out of my way. So what I'm talking about is up there versus down here. Now if I put it up here, yeah, wait a minute, up here, and I have to plug in, I'm going to have the cord kind of hanging in my way. And it's always going to be getting around, where if I have it down here, the cord will always be hanging off to one side of me, one way or the other. So that's why I'm going with it down here. So now what I need to do is get some eyelids so I can connect to that. I got the to connect to that. I just got to go through the catch-all, and somewhere around here I had a hunk of wire, and I just don't know what the hell I did with it. Let me turn that down. There. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I mean, I got tons of wire, but I've got some wire in here, and I have just what I need to do what I need to do without going out there and bringing more in. So I'm trying to find out where I put the wire in here. So I don't have to go out and pull more wire in here that I don't need, if you know what I mean. Oh, here it is. Alright, this is all 12 volt stuff. So I can wire both of those by putting ends on this, and I'll show you when I'm done. And I'll have more than enough. I'll bring it down. I'll put a little fuse box down underneath there, and then each one will go to a fuse, so I'll bring a main in. So each one of those will have a set of fuses on it as well.